I'm in the world. I'm in the places where people need to hear God. You know, regardless of where I go, I carry that conversation. The places that I go, like, the people at church wouldn't go. I think when God touches you and anoints you to have a word, I don't think that, I mean, your shell may play a part in his plan. I don't think it's to be criticized. I'm sitting here as a spectator and I'm watching y'all, observing y'all as y'all watch him speak, and y'all so stoic and you got a pastor that's on fire, that's clearly on fire, but because of the politics of the church, you can't even celebrate it. Like, but that's dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. And, you know, street people, we see that. We have a saying, I tell them, real recognize real. He's just a real guy. And he really cares. And he's frustrated with being held back by the bureaucracy of the church.
What's up? This is your boy Q.
I'm gonna just set the chat to beat.
The first note is the same on both fronts. Yeah. I got the idea to do my quedUp life as a living testimony in progress. Usually, you know, when people share their testimony, it's, you know, ideally 2 or 3 minutes, which is unrealistic to me. As a father, as a brother, as an uncle, as a human being, as a black man in America, I felt that it was necessary to document my walk, if you will, and my quedUp life serves as that living testimony that is also in progress. So something that happened in 2018, this is 2022. Let's talk about the acceptance letter to UK and how that went down and the person in the center of that. Let's also talk about how the same person that recruited me to UK orchestrated the press release that went to WLEX.
On May 17, 1954, Brown versus Board of Education said that separate wasn't equal. A few short months later, on September 8, 1954, a brave young black girl named Ruby Nell Bridges was born. Many years later, on October 11, 1971, Myron Christopher Guthrie was born. At the age of 6, Ruby Bridges climbed the steps of Willie Franz Elementary as an angry mob of white folks looked on. Ruby, a black child, crossed the threshold of an all-white school while an angry mob yelled horrible things at her. The law said she had every right to be there, but acceptance of her presence hadn't really changed.
Myron, this is Maureen from the graduate school. Probably at this stage will be Monday morning before I can get this clipboard to work so that I can send you the links. I have notes from what I said that we would do, and I will follow through with that. And you have my information, so you can certainly feel free to give me a call. But I look forward to sending you the email, and as I said before, if you want to have me change your status, then we can certainly do that by return email. So I wish you well, have a good weekend, and we'll be in touch at the beginning of next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
At the age of 45, Myron Guthrie walked up the steps of the graduate school at the University of Kentucky to take his rightful place as a black student. He was met with the words that his presence at the PWI was a mistake and that he didn't really belong there. The law said he had every right to be there, but acceptance of his presence hadn't really changed. When blacks integrated schools, no real change had occurred in the hearts and minds of many who stood there to carry out the law. Walking across the threshold of a PWI means you are now inside the building, but does it mean that you have been truly welcomed or that your academic success is their goal? Change is going to come when more of us, both blacks and whites, challenge the system of education to truly integrate a child or a black man who has for too long been marginalized. All change is for those who came before and for those who will come after.
Hey, what's up? This is Myron. I'm standing in front of the graduate school at UK. You can see the campus behind me. And, I was accepted into graduate school back in May. And so it's, August, late August. And I've been trying to get answers so that I can get into class ever since I got accepted. And I was just told by the assistant dean that me being accepted to UK was a mistake. After moving here and meeting with departments, one being the College of Education that's willing to accept me into a program, and I haven't been accepted.
Myron Guthrie.
So, how do you feel?
Like I finished something that I started. It doesn't tell the whole story, but yet it's something that no one can take away.
So, who's behind this?
God's behind it. My dad's behind it. My kids are behind it. My friends are behind it. Black men in prison are behind it. Even people that said it couldn't be done or that I wasn't going to do it, they're behind it. So now, I go back to Lexington and, it's another fight. This is part of it. The fight's much bigger. We've got, the educational system that needs to be reformed. Just like anything else, I'm in the trenches. And hopefully, we'll make that happen too. If I can, spend 5 years and get this degree, then, it's possible, especially when you got God in your life. Let's talk to Conroy Delouche about the raw footage of when he came to my house and filmed my studio. Let's also talk to the brother of the person that orchestrated all of this about his telephone threat and how that complaint resulted in terroristic threats, yet the Lexington Police Department refused to put him in handcuffs. Let's also talk about Judge Stein and her neglect, as well as the malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance amongst some of our government officials here in Lexington, Kentucky. All I wanted was my gear back to be treated fairly and whatever constitutional rights that Black people are supposed to have in this country that don't exist in Lexington, Kentucky. Still, I love this place, yet it's about accountability. And the biggest concern is the lack of service that people of color get from the police department here in Lexington, Kentucky, which apparently has resulted in the biggest issues. However, I'm still pressing forward and, I still have faith.